Right, so I started the first of the two raised beds for the Brahea Super Silver, and the Brahea is a native to Mexico, and they're like a lot of the plants here, they're all native to Mexico and they're very hardy, very tough plants, but they like dry conditions. So I'm going to build up this raised bed for them anyway. I'm using the builder's gravel, which is sand and stones. Okay, it's perfect for drainage, but I'm going to blend in compost, the compost manure. I'm going to give them a 50-50. I'm going to be using some of my own compost in there, and we're going to get this planted up. So underneath, so before I put the stone down, underneath all the builder's gravel here, down deep, several inches down, dug in with the drainage spade, and there's a lot of this kind of slate already, large stone underneath here. So there'll be a good up to 2 feet of, there'll be blended stone, large stone, small stone, sand, gravel, and now I'm going to blend this in. Right, I have that bed ready now. Just as regards compost heaps, whatever size compost heap you can make, so irrespective of size, right, best thing you should do is shield it on 3 sides, give it an open front for air to get in, but the most important one will be to put a cover on it. Put some sort of a waterproof cover on it. So this is basically the brown material, and that brown material, the paper, shredded paper, that will be blended with grass, and eventually when you turn it, you don't even have to turn it, what you're going to end up with is, lovely friable compost. And some of the bark chips, they're actually fresh bark chips that have come from over here, but it's not going to be soggy and wet, okay, because of the roof. So your nutrients, your NPK value, hasn't leached back into the ground. And if you can, like what I've done, just make up some concrete and put a concrete base on it. Put some sort of base on, so the nutrition isn't going to leach into the ground. Otherwise, it's not going to be any use to you to feed the plants. And so it's not getting washed out. Put a cover on it. So I'm going to put the first of the Brahea Super Silver in. Here. So I've gradually hardened them off, bringing them in and bringing them back out on the good days, and they've had a water, and I had potted them up into this bigger pot. So I'm going to get them down and get this one in into the first bed anyway tonight. Right, so basically to prepare these plants, when I potted them up after I got them, I blended them up with the mixture that they're going to go into, the composted manure, the sand and stone. So they're not going to go into shock straight away, because they're going into like for like. Right, so keeping with the Same way I planted the yucca and agave, which basically like the same conditions. I haven't buried the woody part down into the dampness where it's going to be damp, and it's kind of slightly proud on one side there like that. But what I will do is I'll put a layer of stone around, and if the rain comes into that stone, it'll just wash away underneath. And also around the edges, I've basically, it's kind of hard to it's lower, so it's kind of planted into a peak, and the edges slope away. So when this all compacts, and it will compact because it's the sand and the stone and the compost, the water will run away on all sides. Right, so yesterday I put up a video about treating spear pull in your palms, and basically after the hydrogen peroxide and you clean out the hole, you pour your teaspoon in. Don't forget to put a cover on it. You need to keep the rain or any moisture getting back in there. Alright, so put your cover back over it after you give it the hydrogen peroxide. Right, so that's that bed done. I'm after taking some stone off the path there, just to make it a little fancier. So that's the first of the Brahea Super Silver.